All right.
All
Welcome,
right.
everybody. Cindy and Jen
Jens.
Sprintison here. We're so excited to be with you today on the Power 30 for Directors and Above. And we have some guests on today, too. We're so excited to have you all with us, give you a little taste of what is ahead. So, as we are scrolling through the slides, we will be going over some different things today that are points that we want to make with teamwork. And the first thing is congratulations.
Congratulations.
This has been
Yeah.
a big sponsoring week for you all. And we're so excited about that because this is something that we can see where the fire is coming from when you all are really moving and sponsoring. It also means that you've been doing footwork. And after you do footwork, it starts coming together. So, congratulations. And we're also excited for Dr. Jamie. So, this
Yeah.
slide is just not wanting to move with me today. But Dr. Jamie went manager. He's our newest manager. So when you all have a minute, congratulate him. I know that Lila posted on Facebook under This Is It team, and we want to let him know how excited we are for him.
He's actually supposed to be on the call, so
That's
I
awesome.
just texted him, so he'll probably jump on in a minute or so.
Oh, well, when he does, I hope I see him. Chaz, good morning. Welcome that you're joining us too. So today we're going to be talking about Plan A is enrollment. Now, for me, it's been that way for a really long time. And it just means that when I'm meeting with people, it's all about getting the enrollment form filled out. I know a lot of us have that in our minds, but then it seems like when we get talking to the person, we just kind of fall back. But it really is about getting them enrolled because without enrollment, they have no opportunity whatsoever to have their own story, to have a testimony of the health or the debt-free and financial freedom or both of them. So we're gonna go over some things that are gonna allow us to just kind of share and talk about what is it that we could do better to be able to make the enrollment plan A and not have ourselves stumbling around. I want you to know this. Lynn Millette, Senior Director on our team, who's on here. Thank you, Lynn. Um, we were talking yesterday and we were both reminding each other we are in the best season of the whole year to
Mm.
crush this type of business. And I know some of you are brand new to this concept of direct selling, but this is the best season.
It is. I mean, because the kids,
Oh,
I was going to say the kids are back in school. So that's you got the holidays coming up and all kinds of gatherings and
it
family
is
things.
the
And
best season
it
ever.
is the best time of the year
Now
for
to
sure.
the end of the year. So you want to take advantage of it. And we're just going to hit on a couple of things and then we'll get into some discussion. It is a numbers game. This is a numbers game. It is about the people that are wanting to either get a health testimony or earn some extra income on the side. And maybe that's part of what makes this such a great time of year is because people are trying to figure out how am I going to even pay for gifts at Christmas or the holidays and the things I want to do. So they're thinking, what can I do for on the side? A lot of people pick up an extra part-time job. So those people are looking for you. So don't be concerned about it being a numbers game. Just go touch them. And you're going to touch, these are just wild numbers that Mike Hernandez threw out last couple Saturdays ago. Maybe it was last, I
I think it
forget.
was last Saturday. Yeah.
So touch 1,000 to enroll 100. That's just the way it goes. And out of that, you're going to get 3 to 5 builders.
That's all
You'll
you need.
get, and that's all you
That's all
need.
you need.
That's all you need to go to the top. But you're going to get users along the way, and they're going to add volume, and users many times organically become builders because all of a sudden they're like, oh my gosh, I'm sleeping better. I've got more energy. And they're just like, wow, this is amazing. They get excited. Maybe they had an ache or pain, or maybe they show up at the dentist 3 weeks later and he says, hey, I don't know what's going on in your mouth, but I think we need to cancel your gum graft recession surgery because something's going on. And maybe it is the patch. Well, it must have been because that was the only thing we were doing. And so, my question for all of us today, not just you, but all of us, what is the difference between you and me and Jens and Mike Hernandez? Is there any difference whatsoever between us and him? Give me some feedback here. Now, some of you don't know Mike Hernandez yet. You don't know his story that he was diving dumpsters and now is making a lot of money and has changed more lives than any of us have, and almost as many as Gene and Steve. So, what do you think the difference is?
The difference is that he's talked to more people and he also leads with the business. And then if they're not interested in the business, he says, well, you still need a patch. So, but he's just talked to more people and he talks to everyone and he's relentless. It's absolutely relentless.
Totally relentless, but he is a people person. And I
Yes.
think what you just said, Lila, it's so right on. It's so right on. The other thing is, I think he was um, maybe more hungry, and he was willing to go through the personal building of himself. Like this is a guy who literally eats and sleeps every motivational book we read because he wants to get stronger and better. And that's what it takes. We're all here about growing and being the most we can be. And gosh, we've got so much potential inside of us that we want to bring out. We want to get it out of us, get it out of you, get it out of the people we meet. And this is how we start.
I was going to say the other difference is too. Mike did that 1,000 in about 30-day period. So that's Mike. That's not most of us.
Wild man, crazy.
He's wild.
So
Okay, ask God to place people in your path and talk to every one of them and always be prepared. We pray every day when we get up for people in our path. We actually pray for all of you all for God to put people
same thing.
in your path too. So be looking for them. If you're not looking for them, you're probably not going to see them.
But I don't know who they are. And I talk to them so I can find them.
Yeah.
And I know like Madison is on here today. I can't wait for you all to meet Madison and Joseph out of Augusta, Georgia. But the thing was, when we're asking God to put people in our path, sometimes He brings them to us.
Hmm.
And sometimes He shows them to us. Or sometimes He pinpoints someone and we talk to them. Madison asked if we would take her picture in Rosemary Beach, I think it was, right? Somewhere around there. And we did. And then we got talking. You know what? That was God. That was so God because we didn't know each other. There was no setup there. And she just happened to reach out. And then we built a mini relationship. The other thing is when we're talking, make sure you've got that passion in your voice and on your face. If you don't have a passion for life and for it and to let it show, sometimes we have to practice that. Not everybody rocks around, but some of us do. And so you've got to get that passion and it's got to be wrapped in excitement and enthusiasm and positivity. Think for just a minute about the cashier who's just left a lot of junk behind her at home and she comes in to work and she's on there and she's still carrying the stuff she was dealing with at home and she's almost slamming the groceries and what do you got going, what do you know, whatever. You got to leave that stuff behind and you've got to be excited and enthusiastic and positive and encouraging because nobody wants to get in business or in a relationship with people that are not carrying that. We just have to find a way to leave it behind. And we're going to go into that a little deeper in a minute. But you've got to get that passion flowing. I know that I'm more animated, I'm more outgoing, I'm more verbal than my husband is. So we balance each other. But I'm like, go watch another Zoom, get the excitement rolling inside of you, whatever it takes, right? And this is where we're going to start talking here. Get out of your house. I mean, call me. I'll kick you in the booty. You got to get out of the house. Jen says to me, if we just get out of the house,
Yep.
you're going to talk to 30 people.
You're going to talk to nobody here.
Yeah.
Maybe the UPS man, but
Yep. And the lady that knocked on the door wanting to sell us TV that you sponsored.
yeah, well.
But you're going to alternate between the contacts that are in your phone, and that's going to be with a phone call. Don't contact them the first time with a text. They need to hear the excitement in your voice, but you got to get out of your house in between that. So alternate on your phone, out of the house, on your phone, out of the house. You will find that this becomes a lifestyle, and I'm all about lifestyle. My book that I wrote a few years ago is You Can Live Like This. It was about lifestyle. It wasn't about diet. It's about the lifestyle of what I'm going to put in my body and how I'm going to handle getting balance in my body. And it's the same thing here. It's a lifestyle that you're going to develop. So we're going to ask questions. We're going to listen. We're going to bring the solution in for them because we hold it in this simple little sticker of health and being debt free. And our focus is to get them enrolled, plan A, because if I don't enroll them, no story, no story. And you are building a quick mini relationship, but it's all about them and their why right now. Let's take some conversation because we just wanted to hit some key points and then we're going to go into a little deeper discussion.
Hey, Cindy, this is Lynn. I saw Dr. Jamie just got on. Congratulations.
Aha.
Woohoo, new
And
manager. That's
Thank you.
exciting. Hey, I wish, Chaz, maybe you would share because you were looking at this product before we met. um, if you would share how that happened, because people are looking at this, and sometimes we don't know. And when she found me, I had a patch on my arm, and then she said, "Hey, wait a minute, I was looking for that." So, we just don't realize people are behind the scenes looking for something or already looking at this.
Yes.
So you might miss the boat there. You want to share, Chaz? Maybe.
And you know what? She just put in the chat. I love it. Thank you, Chaz. She said consistency.
Mhm.
We talked about that a few weeks ago, and that is so powerful. Yes, consistency.
There you go.
Okay. Am I on?
You
Can you hear?
are.
Yeah.
Okay. Hey, everybody. Yeah, so um, I am a licensed esthetician, and I found in my practice that stem cells was a factor in skincare. And so I started doing my research, and I do have a product line that I found for skincare, and I said, okay. And that was selling great. And I said, okay, well, there's got to be more to it because as a holistic esthetician, I'm always looking for natural ways and ways to improve the skin from the inside out, not just the food, but the mindset, the spiritual piece, all of that. And so I started doing a bunch of research and I found LifeWave out there. And for some reason, I think my credit card was over the limit or something, and I didn't order. I said, wait a minute, I'm going to pray about this. This is just another something. So let me pray about it. Let me just, take a step back. The other thing that really impressed me is I saw there was training available through LifeWave, and I said, man, this is the jackpot. This is great. So I just put it aside. I prayed about it, trying to get my finances in place. And I said, I'm gonna just step into this. And a few weeks went by, and I just put it on the back burner, still was praying about what to do. And I was out at, can I tell them where you work,
Yeah,
Lynn?
I just, it doesn't matter, you
Okay.
know.
I was out at a place and I found Lynn at Crestwin, and I saw the patch on her arm. And she, was very friendly and everything, very professional. And I asked her about it. And as soon as she told me, I was like, oh my God, this is a God moment. And I knew that by being introduced to her, that this is what I was to do next.
Yeah.
And long story short, I had to close my practice, and I'm now focusing 100% on X39. I'm super excited about it, and I'm just thrilled because had I not been mindful, back to what you were saying about God puts people in your place, but you got to recognize this, right? You got to recognize when these people are coming to you. And as soon as I saw Lynn, we struck up a conversation. I asked her about the patch, and she, turned me on to it. And here I am, and I've got big dreams. So we're gonna go to the top together.
All right.
Absolutely, you are. Absolutely. And I've gotten to meet you by Zoom, Chaz, and I'm so grateful you're on today and you shared your story. But I can't wait to hug your neck. I can't wait because you are a powerhouse. And everybody on today, I'm like, we've got a powerhouse team on here today. But the thing is, that out of everything you just said, is when we pray. And when we step out or we get on the phone, be expectant.
Yes,
Don't pray with unbelief, pray with belief. And that is exactly what happens. So you didn't know. God surprises us. He's just like, he loves to just pour things out on us. And
hmm
that's what happened for you.
yep. I call it joyful expectation. I pray
There you go.
every day. So, I pray, I put it out there, and I pray bold prayers. I don't just pray, you know, I don't want to say pray small, but I just pray big. I pray bold, and I,
With you.
yeah, my faith is really strong. So,
And the more we pray and ask, and he does what he did in you and Lynn's situation of meeting, the more fire from within us grows because we see the prayers be answered. We see, I know I have a friend that says it, and I think Lynn, you've said it, they're God winks, they're God hugs. Like
yeah.
he's saying, hey, I'm here. I didn't miss a thing. But that
hmm
mini relationship that we're building with people, I mean, in that time, part of what Lynn probably did, whether you all knew at the time this was leading to this or not, it was about what was your why? Like, what is it that was your big thing? Because I know when we got on the Zoom, it was, I don't know where my practice is going. I've got some things I'm dealing with. So it was about knowing, how does this fit? How does this fit? And that's where we are, no matter who we're talking to, because sometimes I meet
How's it
people
going? Oh, it's going.
and
Oh,
all
do
they
I have
need
automatic pay?
is
Let me check.
yourself when
What's
you're
your unit number?
mute yourself
Yeah.
when you're not talking,
Okay.
please. But
Let's
when we're
watch.
out and about,
Shit. Huh? I don't know.
when we're out and about, if we just um, are being mindful of the people, sometimes they just need somebody to smile, or I love to just hug them or pray with them or whatever. They may not even be somebody I'm going to share the patch with. I'm okay with that because I want to make a difference and I want to bless people.
Well, I think that's important too when you're out. Sometimes like you're going to a restaurant or something, pay attention to who the hostess can sit you next to. There may be some better people to sit you next to, say, hey, I want to sit over there, or, just position yourself to, you don't want to sit next to a bunch of teenagers over there doing whatever. You want to sit next to, people that are business people or people that, got it together and stuff like that. I mean,
Whoever the Lord puts on
yeah.
your heart when you're looking.
There's always ways to just get in a position to make it come naturally.
And when
Mhm.
we are out and about,
Yeah, keep it short, keep it sweet, and don't talk too long, or you go from share to sell behavior. And
mm,
we always say, don't talk more than 2 minutes. I mean, the conversation is about them. You give your 2 minute thing and, 50, 60, 70% of the time they'll ask, well, how can I get more information? If they don't ask, go back to talking about them when you end the conversation, then say, hey, you want information on what we were talking about earlier? That kind of thing. That way there you're not, it's got to be
You're
about
still
them.
sharing.
It's got to be about them. It becomes about you or it becomes about, pushing a product on them, it's not going to work.
It's not. I think somebody, Dr. Jamie, were you getting ready to say something? Somebody was getting ready to say something. No?
No, but no, I know the principle of Jen, what you're saying.
Yep.
Keep it simple, because they if they think that you have to be the all knowledge, they're going to think they can't do it right from the
Got that
start.
right. The
And
duplication, right?
yeah, because the simpler you keep it, everyone thinks they can do it.
That's right.
They think they have to be a doctor or a nurse or a CEO of a company. Well, they can psych themselves out sometimes.
Yeah.
I found over the years, but yeah, I tell same thing. 5 minutes, any longer, you're boring them, and now you're disturbing their personal time.
Yep. And when Penny spoke, because she's the gal that lived on the ranch, out in the middle of nowhere, 600 people in the closest town near, a cattle rancher, she said, Steve Merritt told me if I wanted to build big, 2 minutes, if I was talking more than 2 minutes, that I better mute my phone because I was going to destroy the whole opportunity. And that is so true. I want to address something here too. If you're carrying any heaviness, you got to shake it off. You got to shake it off. Other people don't need it, and you aren't supposed to hold on to it. Shake off the nose. Do not agree with defeat. The Lord says that I am your champion and your hero. So when we have God's Spirit residing within us, this is the Spirit that raised Jesus from the grave, for crying out loud. So his Spirit is our power and our source of strength in any part of our lives. That came from Psalms 28, kind of my own wording. But I want to encourage you, if you're having a day that feels like, how many more no's can I get? Well, you're probably on your way to the yes. So don't quit. Don't hold on to the heaviness. Sometimes, it's our own closest friends and our family that are the ones that are going to come back. But no, remember who you are and where your power and your source of strength comes from for all areas of your life. And what do you need to do to be lifted up? Let's talk about that for a few minutes. What are you doing to bring yourself back to the passion and the fire? We had to do this when we had a job. Some of us still have jobs. We had to do it there too. What do you do to bring yourself back into the excitement and the fire and the passion for life?
I'm sorry about that beep, everyone. I have my smoke alarms going off all at the same time because the battery is low.
I'd like to
Just
contribute to
mute
that
yourself.
question, Cindy.
Yeah.
Yeah, so for me, I like reconnecting with my team, even if it's, going out for coffee, meeting up, just connecting with them, or getting on a Zoom, listening to the amazing presentations that we already have and hearing new testimonies. Talking to you, talking to my upline, just kind of getting reinvigorated. And then obviously I have a pretty strong spiritual practice every morning, and I like to journal, asking God what way to go, and he always reaffirms me that what I'm doing is exactly what I'm supposed to be doing because it's what I'm supposed to be doing. So those are just some things that I do, and it's just staying plugged in. I notice when I don't stay plugged in, I just feel more distant from everybody. Yeah, and staying in community.
That's all good. That is so good. And Chaz, thank you. No doesn't mean no. It means not now or not today, or the timing's not right, or maybe because it was your best friend, you were so excited, you were like a fire hydrant gushing out of them and they had to take time to digest it. So you never know. and take a breath, take a walk in nature and connect with the Holy Spirit, you know. Yes, absolutely. Anybody else want to share something there? Because I want to hear you say what she just said. Yes, I'm going to jump on a Zoom and watch Gina Merritt deliver the fire. And then I get so excited I can't handle myself.
For me,
And
it's real simple. I go to the gym and they work off, get the endorphins back in and a little more energy. I found the gym is a great place to think and process stuff. Like my favorite prayer is the serenity prayer, by the way. Everyone, I
Mm.
mean, it's serenity except the things I can't change,
that's
and
right. That's right.
wisdom to know the difference. Um, I always say to my people in the past, yeah, stay out of the way because you're your biggest problem.
Yes.
And take the paddle out of your hands when you're in the canoe. You're going to get to the bottom of the river anyway. Those
Yeah.
are my favorite little thought patterns. But to keep myself center lined, and you're really, it's true. Yeah, I always say your family and friends are your biggest critics.
But that's okay. We
You
don't,
know what I'm saying? So get through them and move on to really do the business. You
yeah,
gave them a shot, they're going to watch you anyway. They're
that's
going to
right.
get on board in time.
And
No,
that's true. Cindy, that we spoke about that.
Yes.
They do come back. I had two come back. I had a friend that we shared this with 3 years ago that knew my husband's testimony. I mean, I don't know how somebody couldn't couldn't respond to that, who
Right.
just now got on board this week and got on the patches. I have another friend who's been wearing the patches but won't tell her husband she's wearing them. And she called me up yesterday. I told you this, but she called me up yesterday and she has the bone that grows on the side of your foot, bunion, it's
Mhm.
going down. I mean, she's just freaked out.
Mhm.
So, you guys, it's happening. It's happening everywhere. And I get motivated when I watch the Saturday trainings. I think those are the best things that we have.
And I love that, Lynn, because you just brought up when do we do one more Zoom? When we need it and
Yes.
when we have free time. And Saturday training, they are so over the top. They are so over the
Mm.
top. They're just amazing. So I don't know if anybody listened to the podcast that David Schmidt and Meredith Burkich, our president, did. And it was so amazing. But I love the fact that this was brought up, you know, about the gold medalist. And it made me think, what is the difference between, because the gold medalist Olympian had used the patches, Quick was his name, with his team. And what was the difference, David wanted to know, between the gold medalist Olympian that, you know, uh, came in first and got the medal, and the person who was the runner up. And David said he had these ideas he thought he was going to say, and he said it was the gold medalist Olympian. Goes back to what Chaz said about consistency, doing the basics every day. If we are not doing the basics every day, then, I mean, let me back up for a second. Doing open heart surgery and cardiac rehab, I had basics I had to do every day. You know, there were a lot of things that were important. If I didn't, I was going to be watching YouTube because all of the new things coming out. Well, I didn't have YouTube back then. The bottom line is we got to do what we got to do to stay and grow and go forward thinking with what it is that we hold in our hands. And the basics every day have got to be done. And who do we want to be? Do we want to be the gold medalist Olympian or do we want to be the runner up? I know we want to be the Olympian, and there's still room at the top. There's room to have another Gene and Steve Merritt. There's room to have another Mike Hernandez. Those are all achievable. They are achievable. And I don't want any of us to lose sight of that, but it is going back to our personal growth. Just pray and talk and move forward and doing what it takes every day. Mike Hernandez never took his foot off the gas. He talked to everybody. When he ran out of people in the beginning, he said he went to the polo ground out there in Wellington where they live and started talking to the people about their horses. So, where can we go to meet people? I think this is, a very important thing about where do you go? How do you get out? What do you do? Jens and I have scoped out different hotels that are in the area, and they have coffee shops. So you can go there. It's just like you were going to a resort, but you're in your own hometown. Or maybe we went to a restaurant. We've got one that we love, and lo and behold, they've got a fire pit. So we might go have an appetizer somewhere and go back by there to visit around the fire pit. Don't make it tough. Go to the library. Go to the smoothie shop. You don't always have to be buying something. You just need to be there because the person that God has for you, like Lynn and Chaz, or us and Madison and Joseph, you got to be where they are. So get your booty out of the house and be willing to talk,
Yeah.
right?
Yep.
Be willing to talk. So if our goal is to get the person enrolled, then when are we going to help them get their first two people and then their second two people?
That night.
Immediately. So while
Immediately.
we are doing the enrollment form, we're already talking about who do you know? Who do you know that could use the blessing of health or being debt free? Who do you know that maybe when I shared my testimony spiked some thought process? And how then? How are we doing this? We're literally helping jog their memory as we're getting them on board. And right then, we can start contacting people. Right then. You don't have to wait. So my goal, Jen's goal, a lot of y'all's goal is to help somebody go manager right away. So we were like, Dr. Jamie, going manager felt like, oh my gosh, I just accomplished something. I achieved something. But really, what you achieved was you remembered 4 people that you wanted to invite to do this journey with you. Your eyes were on them, their why. What can you all do together? The fun that you can have. Maybe it's like with us and Madison and Joseph, it's new relationships that can be built. And that's our goal. Now, once they go manager, because I want them to go manager like we did in the first 4 days, once you go manager, now it's about learning the system. I've already sharing the Zooms, but I'm going to go in and learn the system because I just showed them how the system works. Now we're going to learn more about the system. Lynn, I know you have some things to share here.
Well, I did kind of like what Mike said about practicing with your people too, and I know that with Chaz, she's very structured. I'm using her because she's on board here, very structured, and she has set up a time to do the business, and she's set up a time to get with me to review what she's doing with the business. So I like that idea of getting with your upline to review what you're doing that week. I mean, Cindy, both of us as upline would love to have somebody call to share that with us.
Yes.
This is what I'm doing this week. What do you think?
Yes. And I'm going to ask Madison, would you jump in for a minute and just share this morning you reached out to your best friend and I want to know, like, tell us a little bit about what you did because she was at work, so she had to do it differently than making a phone call.
Well, yes, ma'am. I'm glad you asked me because I'm very new and I'm trying to understand how to approach the situation. Because I feel like maybe for me, if I didn't really go up to you both that day, that that was so natural how y'all were just telling me about the life wave. So, anyways,
Lifestyle.
lifestyle. I I reached out to my friend. Her name is Caroline, and I know she's been struggling about money with the job. She does not like her job right now. She's trying to move closer to us. So I just sent her a little voice memo and I'm like, "Hey, good morning. I think I have an opportunity that you would love, and I think that you should call me later. Just let me know. I know you're at work, so I'm not going to bug you." And she's like blowing up my phone. "I'm on the edge of my seat. Let me know right now. I can go to the bathroom real fast. Just text me." And I'm like, I'm texting Miss Cindy. "Miss Cindy, what do I do now? Like, I don't have a lot of time to explain to her. She's literally at work right now." So I just sent her little 30-second voice memos that you can do on text message. And she's going to call me tonight. So I'm excited.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
And she gets it. She gets it. And you know what I love about this? She couldn't pick up the phone and call her friend. She voice text. And that's
Yeah.
part of the reason I wanted you to share. When she voice texts, Madison was full of so much excitement. Her friends at work going, "I can't wait." She sent me the text. "I can't wait. You have
Yeah.
to tell me right now. What is this?" And you know what? That is what friends do for friends. You know, no one, not too many people, I shouldn't say no one, not too many people today are thrilled with their jobs, or they're needing an extra stream of income, or they feel, they need some health kicks. And here, just by a 30-second or a 1-minute voice text, you're able to let people know, "Hey, I
True.
have something and I want you with me and I want to share with you." And she's like, "I can't wait till I get off work tonight." So she's already sent her the enrollment form, so she'll have it and they're going to talk. So that's how.
I do have a question.
Yes,
Um,
thank you.
when you are giving them the enrollment sheet, what can you say before you just send them the enrollment sheet? Since they don't know really anything about what's going on, they're just like, "Okay, well, I know you, so I'm gonna trust that what you're saying is true." There's that. But what
Yep,
if you don't know the person? Like how
yep.
we met, we don't know you. Like, do you have any advice
I'm
on
just,
that?
I'm just going to say, I'm going to send this to you so you'll have it when we talk,
Okay.
because I'm going to tell you how by and I keep it short, but I want you to
Okay.
have it so when we talk, you'll be able to look at it. I'm going to show you how to get it wholesale
Perfect. Thank
because
you.
they need to know that that needs to come back. They fill it out and it comes back to me or you, whoever, to get their product at wholesale. And
Okay.
I want you all to know too, like we just met at a restaurant and we ended up following up with each other, which, sometimes follow-ups are great. Madison asked a question to me, which is what opened that door, and that'll happen. But sometimes people don't ask a question, and then you say, "Hey, have you ever seen this patch before?" And they're like, "No, what is it?" And we chat for a couple minutes. You know they're on vacation, you know they're out to dinner, and you just get their contact information in your phone. I immediately send them my name. "Hey, great to meet you, my name." And the reason I do that is I don't want to lose them in my phone. Now I can come back and send them a little bit of a follow-up. But the point I want to make is when you have a moment, there are times, and we do this. We did it the other day the restaurant of the hotel. We were in having breakfast, and I just happened to meet a lady, and we started chatting. And I actually opened up the conversation with, "Oh, I see you have two cell phones and a laptop. You must be working." "No, I'm actually not." And she was telling me she lives in two different parts of the world, that area of Florida and then out of the country. And she goes back and forth. But long story short, she immediately was interested when we were sharing what we each did. And the bottom line was she was all into whatever it is for natural health. I'm going to try it. And she wasn't interested in the extra income. But then when I made a couple comments, I left to go get something, or I went back to the room for something we were supposed to check out. And when I came right back, she said, could you tell me how this money works? Because maybe I am. So don't ever judge or underestimate that people are actually, maybe they don't know they are, or maybe they are, or maybe it's what their prayer is all about right now. And the cool thing is, what you hold in your hands, anybody anywhere can do. And the sky is the limit of what you can get back from this as you are doing the footwork, doing the daily basics. And I want to bring it to this in our conversation of you cannot have, I've used this line a couple of weeks now, you cannot have what you cannot see. Why does that matter? Because you're the picture for the person you're sharing with. It might just be excitement right now that they see. But as you're moving forward, you're helping them to see the big picture simply. Hey, you need health or wealth? And you're helping them to plug into the Zooms and the pro system and the events because the Zooms are going to bring the fire that maybe you didn't deliver or it's said a different way and they hear it now because it is said in a different tone or by a different person with a different twang.
Well, I think you also got to see yourself at the level you want to get to. Is
Yes.
senior director,
Yes.
SPD, or whatever.
Yes.
You if you don't see yourself there, you'll never get there.
That's right. That's right. Absolutely. And bringing people onto the Zooms is going to help them get to know some of the other team. And thank you for the guests today that came on and joined us, because this gives you a little taste, of what we're doing as leaders. We're coming together. We're huddling together. You want to get here because we're having fun and we're supporting each other. I did a little more talking today, but normally it's a lot more interaction. But we had some key things we wanted to get across. And don't lose sight of the book of the month. This was September's book of the month, Further Faster, Strengthening Your Leadership and Your Mindset. If you haven't read this book, oh my gosh, you've got to read it. Further Faster is about how you get to where you want to go faster and do it more efficiently and more in the favor of the Lord. So be certain you've read that book. And we're all running towards the Bahama cruise, and that tracker is helping us, but there is not one of you. Madison, you just enrolled. You are not too late for the run for this trip. We have to the 19th of October. Dr. Jamie, you just got in and you fireball, you went manager, So all of this, you are not too late for the party. This party is going to be amazing. Chaz, you are not too late. You're ready to run. God put you in this position for a reason. And I don't know if it's Scott or Don Jackson. Is that who I've got on here today?
Yeah.
Okay, you are not too late. You maybe have been around a while, but girlfriend, I'm telling you, this trip is designed for you. It has you in mind too. So don't slow down. It's amazing just the little bit of daily basics and the footwork you can do and where you will end up. So just I'm telling you, just don't let there be a negative vibe in your head that I'm too late. Nope, you aren't. If you give it everything you've got, you're going to be so happy. And what if you give it everything you've got and you don't make the cruise? There's going to be another trip coming up later. Don't worry, on top of the fact that you're going to get a teamwork going that we're going to have fun with and we're going to change their lives and help to bring all the blessings that are available to us. And I want to tell you, I need your help here. I want you to, a week from Monday night, we are calling in all testimonies, health and wealth. On the 13th of October from 7 to 8, that's all we're going to do. I need the testimonies to text me and let me know what they've got. We're going to bring them on. It will be the recorded Zoom. It's going to be the hour, but I want those testimonies because people are tired of hearing my testimony and Jen's testimony. They want to hear the other testimonies, and we have so many testimonies on our team. So let's get them. And I really need your help here to get the word out. a week from last Monday, so this coming Monday, Gina and Steve Merritt, let me tell you guys, we have a little privilege here because he's still recovering. He's had 3 surgeries in the last, I don't know how many weeks. This guy is a total champion, and so is Gina, my baby sister and her husband. So from 7 to 8, you want to have every guest, every new member, every brand partner, everybody on this Zoom. And you can get that link on the Telegram page. They are going to focus on the latest proven contacting strategies.
They will set you on fire. If you don't catch on fire, your wood's probably wet. So
That's right. And we just spent the weekend with them, and this is what Steve and I and Jens were talking about. And I'm telling you, you don't want anyone, including yourself, to miss it. It's going to be power packed. It's going to be filled with things that you're like, oh, I never thought of that. That was so simple. And it's going to be amazing. So we just want to thank you all for being with us today. This will be recorded. I don't care who you share it with. It doesn't matter to me at all. Get them all on.